Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of TGN, the Tommy Luke Show. How is everyone? I hope everybody is doing well. And again, as usual, I want to give people a chance to join and log on and see what's going on today. And if you can, share this stream, you guys, and call in today, to get the prizes, man. Everybody like to hear your input on this topic. And, most importantly, hit the bell icon, you guys, so you can get notified for when I do go live. Tonight, I want to take a look at just how a lot of teenagers prefer to commit their crimes now, their murders, their assaults, their robberies. And also, I want to take a look at children, if they can be saved or not. If you think there could be some hope for them, if their parents would do right by them. After all, they're only teenagers, and we're not supposed to let our teenagers just do anything, are we? I don't think so. And also, I want to take a look at tragic accidents and the hidden losses that's behind all of them. A lot of people don't look at. We'll take a look at these video news clips and more when I get back. I'm Tommy with TGN. I'll be right back. We'll take a break. Okay, you guys, I am back. Thanks for joining, everybody, if you're going to join me. Today, in this first news clip, this happened about 5 years ago. But now, I want you guys to think about how, things have escalated. These type of particular crimes has escalated with teenagers. And I'm talking about to the point of they self-destruct, and for every teenager that's involved in these type of incidents as well, seems like it's not any more hope, but it's only like that in their eyes. They're the ones who's grasping for somebody or something. They are, and just don't know how to reach out. All this pent up anxiety and anger is just geared towards the wrong direction. Unlike this other news clip, this happened like a few days ago. And of course, I'm gonna let you guys see both of them at the same time. A good way to double up on you guys, I kind of figured, There's a lot of, there's not only parents out here that don't teach their children any morals anymore at all. Now children don't really even have a chance to even experience a good moral living because of the parents. And that's just my honest to God's truth. And now, about in this day and age, any kind of teenager just grasping on their own for some kind of moralistic, view. I don't know. It's kind of hard to think they might do that on their own. I don't know. It's just not. It's just not right the way some parents allow their children to just raise themselves. It's just not right. And in these news clips that I'm gonna show you, you're gonna probably just about feel the same way. I mean, like I said, after all, they're just teenagers, you know. You can't control your own teenagers, then there might be a problem. Let's take a look.
Going to begin tonight and the new year. Teenagers behind bars accused of fatally shooting another teen outside the Eastland Center Mall last Saturday.
Now, police say only one of them fired the gun, but all three are now facing murder and assault charges. 7 Action News reporter Jane Park is in Romulus with the latest.
The 3 teenagers stood side by side as they were formally charged today with premeditated murder in the day after Christmas shooting.
Mr. Stanton Lipscomb, do you understand what you're charged with, sir?
I understand.
Handcuffed together, the 3 young men accused in Saturday's deadly shooting outside the Eastland Mall were video arraigned in 34th District Court in Romulus. 18-year-old Brendan Stanton Lipscomb, 17-year-old Demetrius Armour, and 17-year-old Tyshawn Taylor are each charged with first-degree murder and 2 counts of assault with intent to murder. Stanton Lipscomb, the accused shooter, is also facing a felony firearm charge. Harper Woods police say 18-year-old Tyrell Lane and 2 other people were leaving Burlington Coat Factory just before 6 p.m. on December 26th when Stanton Lipscomb approached them and shot at them. Lane was killed. His friends were able to run away.
That's too much involving teenagers' lives. That's coinciding with the devil. It's just too much. I don't know. It's hard to say. We can't judge. We're not the judge, so we can't say which one can be saved, which one is too late for, which one may have a chance. I mean, after all, I had plenty of chances, you know, growing up as a child, you know. But in these cases, I don't think these children are being taught anything by the parents at all. I really don't. Let's take a look.
Police used mall surveillance video and social media to identify Stanton Lipscomb and Tyshawn Taylor. An eyewitness later identified Demetrius Armour as the driver of the getaway car. All 3 teens were arrested in Detroit earlier this week. Police say they were interrogated and that each confessed to the crime. Deputy Chief Ted Stagger says 2 of them talked about running from police.
We have intercepted text messaging between the 2 of them, communicating with one another about fleeing the area.
See, that's too much, man. As a teen, if you do flee, where are you gonna go?
Your Honor, I believe it's also a flight risk issue.
The judge agreed. All 3 will remain in the Wayne County Jail without bond. If convicted of those charges, the 3 defendants could be jailed for the rest of their lives.
You see how they taking all the teenagers away, all the children away? You seeing it now, and they are literally taking every one of them away. Just about all of them is doing the same type of things. I'm a witness. I'm a witness of it right now. This second news clip is also a tragic, and I mean, well, it's a shame. It's sad, but I want you guys to see it. Just check it out.
But first tonight, we are following 2 breaking stories, both involving children.
Yes, first to Southwest Harris County, where police say a 9-year-old boy shot a 7-year-old boy. The investigation is still ongoing at this hour at a home on Anderson Road. That's not too far from the intersection of 288 and the Beltway.
Our Roseanne Aragon is live on the scene tonight. Roseanne, do we know the boy's condition tonight?
That's too much, man.
After all that boy has been through, we know he is in stable condition tonight and is expected to make a full recovery. But can you imagine the fear? It happened here in this complex right behind me at a mobile home. Here in the 600 block of East Anderson, a harrowing call.
A 9-year-old who shot a 7-year-old through the face. The shot went through and through the cheek.
Houston police say it happened with several adults in the home, and
there were several unsecured weapons inside the residence. There was a pistol found laying in the bed. when the child found it.
And then tried to show the 7-year-old boy, a boy whom police say could be the 9-year-old's brother or family member. The investigation still ongoing.
We did have one individual who was in the house who fled, who was there during the shooting and then fled after the shooting.
Investigators now say the 7-year-old is lucky. A maintenance worker heard the gunshots and rushed to help.
The child was transported to the hospital in stable condition and will be okay.
Now, Houston police are still looking for the adult who fled from the scene. They don't know the relationship he had to the boys or why he fled, but say he did live there. Meanwhile, the boy is expected to make...
But he ran. But he ran. What kind of care in this little boy's heart, in his mind, could he have possibly known? I mean, but the run though. You'd think a kid, man, would be so scared if this didn't happen. Oh no, I'm staying here. I'm shaking up. But no, the first thing these children nowadays think of is to do is run. Not seek help, not try to figure out, what happened, but, not try to tell what's going on, but run. Listen, first of all, if children are going to change or if they require any kind of change in their life, it requires picking up a Bible first. And it's not just the Bible that they just don't want to read. It's any kind of educational material that they don't want to see. And that's what it is, man. If they never know anything about moral living, they'll never know. They'll never know in this day and age. And I'm sorry. Y'all can disagree, or if y'all want to, all you want, but it just doesn't say that in the Bible. It don't say we can get to a certain point and, oh yeah, everybody's going to have a good sense and they're not going to be depressed no more. No, don't say that. It's going to get worse and worse until the end of the system, baby, and it's almost done. Sad, man. In these next news clips, these are children. These are children, man, that you would think if it was your child, put it like this, you wouldn't want to think that my child is out running around being a serial killer. No, I can't think that. I'm not going to ever think nothing like that. You ain't going to think that my child is out running around doing mass shootings. You wouldn't never want to think nothing like that. Nope, you won't. As precious as our children are supposed to be to us, our children are not supposed to be taught those type of morals. And so who are they learning it from? And where are they getting their guidance from? Our children, they're supposed to be the most thrivingest children and kids around, man. I'm talking about with reachable goals and dreams. We think as parents, we should, I don't know, we should have got it down by now. Wouldn't you think? Especially at the ages that they are doing the stuff that they're doing now. You would think as a parent that, hey, I can do this. But no matter how you raise them, they still somehow turn out to be kind of messed up sort of way, so to speak. And it's just, again, it's the times that we're living in, It's the last of the last days. So you got to expect that things is going to be like this with your children. I want you guys to see how frequent that these kids are doing the stuff that they're doing also. Try to understand why teens at this age always are They unattended. They always left alone. They left to grow up as they please, allowed to go to sleep when they want to, stay on the video games all night and just learn every kind of bad behavior you can think of. And that's what's going on nowadays. Let's take a look at this first video, news clip, and tell me what you think.
Police are searching for these people they say attacked a 16-year-old girl at a bus stop in Brooklyn over the weekend. They say one of the people walked up to the teen, grabbed her hair, and pulled her to the ground. This was around 9 Sunday night on Avenue U in Sheepshead Bay. Police say they then poured some kind of liquid on the girl, causing her to drop her cell phone and run away. Anyone with any information is asked to call NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline. The phone number is 1-800-577-TIPS.
Now, why are some of the children out doing stuff like this? And why can't parents control these type of things? It would make you think that they would be able to. I know everybody don't want people running around like this, throwing stuff on your children. You don't want that. So why can't this be controlled? Why can't these things be discontinued? Like, I don't know, like everything else. Why? But instead you can continue to see them grow. And these things are being done for no reason. Just think if they really had a reason. What would they do then? Well, you see what they've been doing then when they really have reasons. If they have a motive to rob or whatever, you see what they do. I'll show you. So yeah, it can get worse. This one here is no better. It's children. Let's take a look.
County this afternoon and the latest on Saturday's deadly mass shooting.
One person has been arrested. Officials say several hundred people may have witnessed the shooting. Dan Koob is in Cumberland County, where authorities held a news conference earlier this morning. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning to you, Jim. New Jersey's
this happened a few days ago,
identifying the two people shot and killed at these 90s themed birthday party in Bridgeton Saturday night. Their names are Kevin Elliott and Asia Hester, both of Bridgeton. Now, in the preliminary investigation, the New Jersey State Police tell us that it is indeed a targeted event and not a random act of violence. Of the 12 other people injured, 14 in all, but 12 others injured, the Cumberland County Prosecutor's Office says the ages range between 19 and 35 years old, all county residents. They also announced one arrest today. 36-year-old Kevin K. Dawkins has been charged with 4 offenses, mainly illegal gun possession. Information total, though, pretty limited, as they've repeatedly said the investigation in its early stages. Authorities are expecting more arrests to come out of this mass shooting, but they are asking now for the community's help.
I can also confirm that we've recovered multiple firearms and shell casings from the scene, and that we're working with our federal partners to determine where these guns originated from.
Now, I am going to follow up on this story, you guys. And the other shooters that they are looking for, I guarantee you that they're teens. I guarantee you. So that's why I wanted to show y'all that video. And there's just no reasoning behind it, so that's another reason to be extra cautious nowadays, just because people are doing things for no reason. Whether you mad or not, it's just still is for no reason. You can't find a reason good enough. In this next news clips, I want to turn you guys' attention to tragic accidents, especially one that happened yesterday next to my own residence. And again, my condolences to the family. But tragics they can happen to anybody, at any time, at any place, to anybody. We can't control what life has in store for us. We can't control that. But when things do happen, we can be considerate to others concerning possible innocent victims' lives that could have been lost as well. And in these news clips, there are tragics. It's sad. It's pretty sad. And I just want you guys to see how frequent that these type of accidents happen as well. Again, something else to kind of be special, cautious towards. And they're happening more and more now, like all the hit and runs and people that's not going to stop at all, people that might even try to throw their own lives away, by purposely crashing. You have people that do that, and the drinking and the driving. But at any rate, when these things happen, it shouldn't be kept, secret. It shouldn't be. So I want you guys to take a look at these videos, man, and try to understand the hidden losses behind these as well. How the people feel that's the innocent victims' families. Let's take a look at these news clips.
A South Florida teenager accused in a deadly crash that killed 4 people on New Year's Day appears before a judge in hopes of being released from jail on bond. Police say that young man, 16-year-old Alex Garcia, was speeding and driving under the influence when he collided with another vehicle.
All the passengers in that car died. CBS 4's Ted Scouten was there for today's court hearing, and he joins us live from West Miami-Dade with the latest. Ted.
Yeah, Lauren and Elliot, this is the second day of that bond hearing. 17-year-old Alex Garcia is charged as an adult in this case. What he is hoping is that the judge will allow him to bond out of jail as he awaits trial. We're getting a look at the speeding SUV that 17-year-old Alex Garcia was driving in the early morning hours of January 1st. Just out of the camera's view, the violent crash with a car carrying 4 people at 79th and Flagler. All 4 who were in the car that was hit were killed.
Impact, were you able to determine from the electronic data recorder's extraction how fast was the defendant going at the point he collided with Julia Barzaga's Hyundai Elantra?
He was traveling at a speed of 105 miles an hour.
FHP Corporal Christine Gracie said with that crash happening at more than 100 miles per hour, the cars fused together, traveling nearly the length of a football field before stopping. Investigators downloaded the data from the SUV's black box.
Were you able to determine whether or not he ever applied the brakes prior to the point of the collision with Julia Barzaga's Hyundai Elantra?
The brakes were applied at impact.
So they were never depressed prior to making contact with her vehicle?
The brakes were applied at less than a half a second out, which was at the point of impact at 105 miles an hour.
Garcia is accused of 4 counts of DUI manslaughter, 4 counts of vehicular homicide, and 2 counts of DUI serious bodily injury. He was driving on a learner's permit. Investigators say he had alcohol and drugs in his system.
What were the 2 levels taken from blood sample A?
0.062 and 0.061.
Were any narcotics detected in the defendant's blood?
Yes, they were.
And
was
that THC?
Yes.
And it appears that hearing is about to wrap up now. They will.
That's a teenager.
A South Florida teenager accused in a deadly crash that killed 4 people on New Year's Day appeared.
That's good. That's not good, man. It's not good. How can these things be prevented, man? Especially from your own children. What are you teaching your children now that's going to stop this young man from going out, killing 50 people? What's going to stop your child? What you going to teach your child right now that's going to stop them from growing up to hurt women and raping them? You think this is going to do it on their own or not do it on their own? As long as the devil has a heavily influence over your children, I'm sorry. But I'm afraid it's going to be a little too late. Let's take a look at this other video.
A horrible crash. 2 children, 1 adult, killed in a head-on collision. This is in Denton. Another 3 also seriously injured. This happened on US 380 near the intersection of Rock Hill Road just before noon. After being shut down for hours for the investigation of this crash, all lanes of the highway now open. And that is where we find our Caroline Vandergriff with the latest.
Investigators with the Denton County Police Department are still working to figure out what led to this crash. A woman whose car was hit tells us one of the drivers involved crossed the center line and barreled right into oncoming traffic.
It's just horrific. I mean, just crazy. He just came straight at me. I swerved all the way over into that first lane, or almost to the shoulder, to get out of his way, and he still hit me.
Rebecca Carwile's car spun multiple times before coming to a stop on Highway 380. That's when she says she saw the car that hit her had plowed head-on into another car.
Then I just sat there and cried.
In one car, Denton police say first responders found one person dead and another injured. In the other car, there were 2 adults and 2 children who were hurt. Those 2 kids, ages 1 and 5, later died at the hospital.
I'm 66, and there's a 1 and a 5-year-old that didn't even get a chance at life. You know, I don't know, good Lord, what this wasn't my time, I guess. I just can't imagine that family, the devastation that they're going through.
Carwile is grateful she was able to walk away from the wreck, but can't shake the horror of what happened.
It affects everybody, y'all. It really does. In events that happens like these in and around our world, people should be more concerned about learning from these mistakes, as well as to try to teach others about not making these mistakes, especially the young ones. The older ones can pretty much, they're grown, but again, people still make mistakes though. And again, not allowing the public to be aware of incidents like this that happens around our worlds and in our cities and in our neighborhoods. It could also be censoring valuable lessons that can be learned from others. It's a lot to be learned by mistakes, and if people never make mistakes, we'll probably never learn too much. So, like I said, it's best to just be aware, special aware, or on the lookout for these type of things that I show you every night in these news clips. So let's take this also tonight as a learning experience. And until next time, you guys, I want y'all to stay safe and good night. Okay, good night, you guys.
Ballistic when a sandwich shop employee gets her order wrong.
What's your name? I'm not sorry, I'm a minor. Okay, you need to leave our waiting house right now.
This happened at the Jersey Mike's on South Sanderson Avenue in Hemet. The woman cusses at the 17-year-old employee, throws napkins at another employee, then she steals chips and drinks and takes the tip jar. As that woman is leaving, she shoves another employee. Hemet police say they are aware of the incident and are actually actively investigating.
County this afternoon
It was ballistic when a sandwich shop employee